A very good evening. You're watching News 9 with me, Akshita. Well, 3 days after Preeti Zinta filed a complaint against her former beau, Marine Drive cops are yet to make any breakthrough in the case. Even as speculations grow, Nesvadia and PZ find themselves getting pulled deeper into the quicksand of controversy.
PZ names 2 witnesses in case against Wadia. After creating a storm of controversy over the weekend by accusing her former flame of molesting her, Preeti Zinta today left for the US. But not before she named 2 witnesses to the alleged incident. The actor also took to social media to justify her decision. Yes, Preeti, who had accused co-owner of Kings 11 Punjab Nesvadia of molesting and verbally abusing her, today stated on Facebook that she hopes the witnesses she named would help bring out the truth. She also added that her intention was not to harm anybody but was to merely protect herself and her dignity. She asserted that she had every right to defend herself after being disrespected at her workplace. Investigations hit a roadblock. Meanwhile, Marine Drive Police, which has been working under pressure, trying to meet the 24-hour deadline issued by the State Women's Commission, hit another roadblock as they failed to obtain CCTV footage of the corporate box of the alleged incident at the Wankhede Stadium. Even though there are over 170 closed-circuit cameras installed across the stadium premises, there are no cameras installed in the room where the alleged incident took place. Incidentally, this would mean that in the absence of camera footage, the witness's testimony in the case would bear higher significance. The police commissioner has stated that the police will soon record statements of the witnesses. Nesvadia faces arrest. Yes, if sources in the Mumbai police are to be believed, the Bombay Dying's heir might be arrested by cops for further interrogation. Sources state that the arrest may happen by tomorrow morning. For the moment, the police are scrutinizing emails and text messages exchanged between Nes and Preeti after the alleged incident. A News9 report.
Moving on, Prime Minister Modi is clearly making a strong attempt to improve his image overseas. On his first foreign tour as the Prime Minister, Modi today arrived in Bhutan to a grand reception. Here's a report.
Words like Jonpa Lekso and Kadrinche, meaning welcome and thank you in the Bhutanese language, are doing the rounds on the streets of Bhutan as Prime Minister Narendra Modi has landed in the country. Modi's 2-day visit marks government's heightened focus on India's relations with its neighbours. On his arrival at the Paro airport, Modi was received by Bhutan's Prime Minister Tshering Tobgay, members of his cabinet and Bhutanese royal family members. Dressed in his trademark kurta pajama and waistcoat, Modi was given a grand welcome by the Bhutanese officials. He then left for Bhutan's capital Thimphu, where he was welcomed by school children waving prayer flags. After meeting the Bhutan King Khesar Namgyal Wangchuk and other members of Bhutan's royal family, Modi also inaugurated the Supreme Court of Bhutan. On his second day, the Prime Minister is expected to address the joint session of the Parliament.
It's also significant in the sense that having invited all the SAARC member countries, the heads of state and government, to his swearing in, and we had an spontaneous show of camaraderie in the SAARC region for Prime Minister Modi to choose and his government to choose a SAARC member state to visit in his first foreign visit. I think it's significant.
The Himalayan country was Modi's first natural choice for his foreign tour, as both the countries are completely linked economically as well as strategically. Apart from that, Bhutan also shares a 700-kilometer long border with India, which makes it important to keep an eye on the relationship. Reports also suggest that Modi is likely to raise the issue of People's Liberation Army's transgressions and may agree to solve border issues with China. Bhutan, which made a transition from absolute monarchy in 2008, has 90% of its import and export transactions with India. Other than that, India has also been extending financial aid to Bhutan. India has already committed Rs 45 billion for Bhutan's 11th five-year plan and another Rs 5 billion as an economic stimulus package. Bhutan, which recently became a parliamentary democracy, is struggling with high unemployment and a growing national debt.
कंट्री भी बहुत खुश है, उसको यहाँ पहली बार इलेक्ट हुआ और हमारा कंट्री को चूज किया आने के लिए, और वी वेलकम यू हिम इन आवर कंट्री।
बहुत ही फायदा होगा इसमें, बायलैटरल इशू में होगा फायदा, और आपका होगा इंडस्ट्रियल होगा, इकोनॉमिक इफेक्ट भी हो जाएगा, तो पर्सनल इशू, कमर्शियल, एवरीथिंग बहुत फायदा होगा। हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रिक में ऐसे होगा।
Well, people in the neighbouring nation are surely hoping that Modi brings in the Achhe Din, and the Prime Minister too is hoping to build his image internationally with these visits. A News9 report.
Let's cut across live to Bhutan, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is addressing the media.
क्योंकि हम जानते हैं पड़ोसियों के फायदे क्या होते हैं और पड़ोसियों की परेशानी क्या होती है, हम भलीभांति जानते हैं, और इसलिए अच्छे पड़ोसी होना ये भी हैप्पीनेस का बहुत बड़ा कारण होता है, और वही विकास के लिए बहुत बड़ा अवसर है। जब सुख और शांति हो तो इंसान नए साहस कर सकता है, नए विचार कर सकता है, और नई योजनाओं को देख सकता है। प्राकृतिक कठिनाइयों के बीच भूटान ने जिस प्रकार की प्रगति की काबिल तारीफ। भूटान के राज परिवार को, लोकतंत्र से जुड़े हुए यहाँ के संसद के सभी महानुभावों को, यहाँ के प्रधानमंत्री जी को विकास की इस तेज यात्रा के लिए बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं, उनका मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं। भारत भूटान के साथ, उसकी विकास यात्रा के साथ, उसके हैप्पीनेस के साथ प्रतिबद्ध है, जुड़ा हुआ है, और आगे भी कभी भी कोई कसर नहीं रहेगी। भारत में सरकार भले ही बदली हो, लेकिन उस सांस्कृतिक विरासत को आगे बढ़ाना, शासकीय परंपराओं को आगे बढ़ाना और भारत और भूटान के संबंधों को और अधिक ताकतवर बनाना, ये हमारी भी प्रतिबद्धता है, और उन्हें मजबूत करने का हमारा इरादा है। उसका दायरा नहीं बदलना, सीमित दायरे में सिर्फ रुपये पैसों से संबंध बनता है, इसके बाद भी बहुत होता है। आज मैंने कई नई नई योजनाएं प्रधानमंत्री जी के सामने रखी, और एक नेक्स्ट जनरेशन डेवलपमेंट का मॉडल क्या है, उस नेक्स्ट जनरेशन डेवलपमेंट मॉडल पर भारत और भूटान एक नए तरीके से कैसे आगे बढ़े, रुपये पैसे से ही आगे बहुत सी दुनिया, उस पर मैंने बात किया है। राज परिवार को और प्रधानमंत्री जी को सारी बातें और पसंद है। आगे चल करके मैं
And moving on, a chartered accountant in the city was brutally murdered in an apartment complex in the city, sending shockwaves among the residents of the area. Here's a report.
It was a lazy Sunday for residents of Sun City Apartments in Ilblur, but it soon turned out to be a shocking one as one of the residents was brutally murdered. 35-year-old Saurav Rastogi, who was working as a chartered accountant with a private firm, was brutally murdered last night. But the murder came to light only this afternoon. Saurav, who hailed from Lucknow, had been working in the city along with his wife for the past few years. His wife had been out of town for the past few days. She called him last night, but he did not answer the call. She informed the neighbors, and when they went to the house, they found that the house was locked. Everybody assumed that he was asleep. But everyone started to worry when he did not answer the phone this morning as well. The HSR layout police were informed. They came and forced the door open. Saurav's body was found with his throat slit. The police have started investigations and suspect that it is an act committed by someone known to the deceased, as there was no forced entry into the house and he was said to be waiting for someone.
For last 4 or 5 days he was staying here alone, as his wife had gone out of town, and it appears that it was a friendly entry because there is no forced entry, and probably he was expecting somebody to come. And after the person came, something went wrong, and then he has been stabbed with knife on neck, and because of that he has succumbed to injuries.
Blood marks were found on the buttons in the lift as well, raising questions as to how someone managed to walk off with such high security in place. Harish Upadhyaya, News9, Bengaluru.